making home fried potatoes. The ingredients are potatoes, an onion, a red pepper, salt and pepper, and then some oil for frying. Any kind is fine. The first thing you do is you turn your pan on high because I like to get to the finish line fast. Today I'm using red potatoes, and the reason is I don't have to peel them. I'm cutting them into little small pieces because it'll cook faster that way. I love to have that skillet getting hot while I do this because by the time I put those potatoes in, it's going to bring that whole dish down in temperature. I like to cook fast because then there's just more time to either cook more or do something else fun in life. I've got them half cut, so half of them are going in that pan to start cooking. So put in about 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using corn oil today, but any kind you like, or bacon grease if you happen to have extra of that around. And then add in your potatoes. Hear that sizzle. Spread them out flat on your pan and go back and cut the rest of your potatoes. I put the potatoes in first because they take the longest to cook. I'm using 5 potatoes today because I got a lot of hungry boys to feed. You can reduce the quantities, and that's just fine. If you just have you to cook, I suggest you use 1 potato. Okay, add them to the party. And that's still on high because that needs to cook. Now chop up your onion while that sizzles in the background. To do that, I cut off one end and then the other. I cut it in half. I peel that onion. One little layer comes off. And then the next. So slice them thin, and they're going to get all shriveled up and beautiful and brown in that hot oil. Hey Spud, here comes your onions. And here comes my very first turn. And we're looking good because I see some brown underneath there coming up to the top. I want the next layer brown, so I'm going to press them down, bing, 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 and let them have full contact with that hot oil. Personally, I love sweet red bell pepper in my potato dish. You can leave it out, it is optional. And let me say, everything is optional in this potato dish except the potatoes. So I'm cutting up the pepper into little pieces. Oh, I just cut around all that seeds in the center. Who cares? Don't want that. And just give it a rough chop. And now we're adding a little color to the party. And give that a toss. You're bringing up the bottom layer, and you're putting those uncooked pieces down on the bottom. You guys are really hungry? I'm going to leave this on high, but I'm right here to babysit it. If you've got to step away and do an errand, turn it to medium or low, because it's going to burn fast left on high. Look at all that from below, adding all the beautiful toasty brown. And I think this breakfast is going to be great with a couple of eggs with it. I've got a great video on how to make eggs, so search my channel and I give you the step-by-step on these. The trick with this potato dish is to have those potatoes nice and fluffy, but crispy on the outside. So that's why you gotta let each layer cook on that bottom until it browns. Now it's time to salt and pepper it. I'm a salt girl, so I'm using a lot of generous salt in this recipe. But I'm not really a pepper girl, so I just use a little bit of that. And mix it in. And that's as easy as it is to have this great breakfast. Voila, we're done. It's time for our perfect breakfast. And just for balance, how about a little egg? Let's try it. The perfect bite dumped into that egg. That's the bite I want. This is a great breakfast. Subscribe to my channel and let's keep making great things to eat in the kitchen.